Honest J. Nowak. Coming at you live. Alright. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and here we are with some more HJN material to work with. Today's subject is going to be talking specifically about power plants. Oh yeah, 946, pretty much. So let's just get it on here. There's a lot of facilities that can harbor all sorts of power. As I mentioned yesterday, when I talked specifically about solar energy, I blatantly mentioned that there are other types of fuel sources out there that you could power anything at all using various elements. And that is, of course, including sunlight, solar energy, and then of course I've mentioned others including water power, compost power, wind power, and then of course there were all the bad things out there. Having to power machinery, vehicles, and a lot more by utilizing things including gases, oils, and various other harmful substances that would certainly not be good for anybody out there, especially when exposed to a long period of time. But the thing is, you always have to have a facility to store this sort of power. And believe it or not, we have, in fact, a lot of different fuel sources out there. And I'm not just talking specifically about the utilization of water energy, solar energy, wind energy, and whatnot. You even have as far to high dangerous levels as nuclear power. Yeah, seriously. I'm not just talking about the Kansas-based nuclear plant known as the Wolf Creek Power Generator, but I'm talking about various other plants that you could find around the country. Radiation is not a good way to power up this nation. That stuff is very dangerous, unsafe, volatile, and extremely poisonous, if put into the wrong hands especially. Nuclear energy is without any doubt one of the worst things that somebody could tamper with. And of course we already know what the most dangerous sort of element is, polonium. But I'm more than willing to put together a whole collage of different things out there relating to energy and what kind of impacts they can have on life itself. There's even been a lot of scenarios that people have put together relating to what could potentially happen if such plants were to be destroyed. But I feel like that if there's one thing in particular that I should mention, it's the fact that here in Wisconsin, the We Energies Foundation has come up and visited this house right here, the one that I'm currently in right now, 3 times in less than a month. And that's only because power substations, transformers, generators, and various other electrical components had to be fixed up before the snow started coming down. And because there's some snow on the ground right now, about maybe 25% from the way I can see outside the window, it seems to be that we're certainly gonna have to take this as a good message to let everybody know that maybe this would be a good idea. But to have them rudely show up at our door, sometimes very early in the morning, is not necessarily a good way to spend time to ensure that something is working correctly. Also, it just goes to show that the fact that this one house has had multiple power outages specifically related to this case, where this foundation is in fact responsible for having to dismantle and repair certain parts of all of these components, just to power the homes and everywhere else in the state. I mean, I of course will never forget what happened last August even. August 2020, a massive blackout had spread out because somebody had accidentally wrecked one of the many generators that powered this town. And that's how well over 50% of all businesses were pretty much cut off. And so, that was a pretty impressive phenomenon there. But the thing is that here in November and December of 2021, it is way worse, in fact. It certainly is necessary for a power plant to be in the best maintenance and the best condition possible, especially for the kind of weather that we're going to be going through throughout the next 9 or 10 weeks. But there's got to be a better way to all of this. Like, wouldn't it kill to have power plants situated above the house? Giant solar panels, giant windmills that allow for wind power to power up the electronics or something else? Wouldn't it seriously kill to try any of those things instead of having to rely on one little station in the town to power everything that we need? Who even knows? Maybe nobody's wanting to listen to these messages online, but my honest feeling about a lot of this is just, well, there always has to be a better way around these problems that we're going to be going through probably for decades to come. And hopefully when somebody does find a solution, it becomes a commercial grade investment for everybody. Dead serious. And so, that is pretty much it for today. I'll be back with some more HJN content very soon. But until then, if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay out the Hollywood side.